Welcome to another video. Thank you for joining me as we explore some new terrain, some glades around Mount Snow, and some bonus backcountry laps on our way home. Some of you may know this spot at the end of the video already. For those that stick around all the way till the end, there may be a shot which shows you where these shots come from. But thanks for joining, and let's get into it. I tried something new out, trying to put approximate lines down the map at the beginning of each run. So let me know if you like that in the videos. Throw a comment down below. If you want to just see the trail names in the corner, I can do that too. But when you're skiing in the trees and kind of not really knowing where you're going like I am most of this video, it's helpful to kind of have an abstract line like that, I think. I think everybody who's skied trees in New England knows the feeling of having to whip a few branches out of the way on your way out to get back to the run. This little power line lap adjacent to Beartrap ended up being one of the sickest runs of the day, and probably the coolest thing I've skied at Mount Snow. I think this run really shows how soft and bumped up the groomers were this day. It was such a blast. And it seemed like everywhere I'd turn, there were some inviting looking trees that I never would have thought I'd find at Mount Snow. enough snow to ski in the trees, because look at these Saturday crowds. I was really surprised by how nicely spaced a lot of the trees are, and definitely by how good the coverage is in the trees this year. If you're going to explore this zone for yourself, just be aware that the resort border is slightly to the left of this trail, and you can go too far left and get stuck in the flats at the bottom, and it would be a long slog out, especially if you're on a snowboard. You just stay kind of generally left. But again, I just want to emphasize how surprised I was, how nicely spaced and nicely pitched all of these trees are. Just so you know, so there's not going to be more signs. Like, there's a gully you can get stuck in over here. I'll admit I've never really explored too much in the trees at Mount Snow, given that most of the times that I come here, it would be a death wish to ski off the groomers. gonna pop out in front of you. Ready? I got a sick little line right here, babe. Ready? That was a really good turn. Remember to always keep your eyes peeled, even on those kind of in-between runs that take you from one side of the resort to the other, because you might wind up getting some nice turns like this, just off to the side. Hey, babe! That was just untracked. Now that I've gotten my awkward fall on camera for the day, we're headed back to the car on the Carintha side, and it was time to explore a new backcountry zone that I've been eyeing since we started getting all this snow earlier this year. just got done skiing pretty much, I guess, a Mount Snow pow day. I guess that counts. Not quite as much here as there was there, but man, check this out. That's pretty good, I'd say. Maybe 25 inches to the ground. We're going to ski some of this stuff. Some of you might know where this is. I may put it in the video. It's not like it's a secret spot, but there's some good turns to be had here for sure. Check this out. This is an old surface lift J-bar. I think we only got about another 15 minutes to the top. Then we ski down past the road that we're coming up on. Alright, here we are at the top. Pretty cool. Little shack. We're gonna head down basically following the old lift line more or less. That seems to be the most direct. And yeah, we'll see how the snow is. We're probably gonna head down most of the way to the old base area. Maybe not quite all the way, and then we'll see how it is. If it's good, we'll do another lap. If I'm exhausted at the bottom and get stuck a lot, we probably won't. I think everyone who's been ski touring for any amount of time at all knows the feeling of when a spot turns out to be better than you thought it would. And man, does it feel good. That was one of the best runs of the year. I kind of got to just see what the bottom's like because we're already this far, so we'll ski it out. Take it slow in the crunchy snow down here. Base is right over there. It's hard to see through the trees, but I think this is fine to transition. I'm not gonna go all the way down. Oh, look at this old stone wall. That's cool. I don't know if it's been there since this was a resort. It's kind of weird. I like skiing to that. Alright, we're back on the trail that we came in from the car on. It took about 15 minutes from the base. It takes about another 15 minutes from here. Half-hour lap, that's not bad. 10 minutes to ski down and transition. Alright, we're definitely going all the way up. I think we're going to go up to the tower. And from the maps I've looked at, it looks like this stuff is a little steeper at the top. So I might try and kind of hug left and ski one of those trails. It's a little steeper, make some extra turns. Because man, this is fun. Honestly, this looks really fun too. This is so sick. The old bull wheel. Pretty cool that they just left this out here. Alright, so if you've made it this far in the video, here's your thank you for watching all the way to the end. This is where these turns were, Molly Stark State Park, or the old Hogback ski area. right off of Route 9 in Vermont. This is a great area for anybody interested in getting into ski touring. It's really accessible. You have a short hike up from where you park, and then you ski down a little bit below where you park. So the lap, if you're only doing one, only involves really one up worth of hiking. And man, it is just a really nice area, and the snow coverage this year is great. So if you got the gear and you want to get out there and learn about backcountry skiing, this is a great spot to dip your toes in. But I do recommend not doing what I did and skiing with a partner. While my wife was with me, she isn't as into the touring aspect, so she stayed at the car. I had cell phone service the whole time, so we were taking it safely, but you really should be skiing with a partner. Definitely if you're going to be skiing in any avalanche terrain. So keep that in mind if you're going to be getting into this stuff. I know people out here on the East Coast don't think of avalanche danger as a thing, but there definitely are areas that are steep enough to slide, and there are times of the year where they can be prone to sliding. So make sure if you're going to go out that you do it safely, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.